Hello there. Welcome back to EMS Grade 9. In this video, we want to look at a match test typical question, and we're going to look at trial balance. This is question 5 of this question paper. So we are given our scenario that we are given there in terms of our case study. And before we answer the question, so basically we also need to understand what actually do we mean by a trial balance. So a trial balance is a financial report showing the closing balance of all accounts in the general ledger at a point in time. So basically, you'd see that after preparing your ledgers, after you've closed all the accounts, you transfer the final balances to the trial balance. So basically, the trial balance comes as a list of balances. So at the end of the day, you're going to see that the total that you get in the trial balance on the debit side should be equal to the total that will be on the credit side. Like in this case, we are saying we have the total that we get on the debit side will be equal to what you get on the credit side to say that your trial balance is balanced. So at the end of the day, you're going to see that it is used to detect any mathematical errors that have occurred in the double entry accounting system. So if there's any mathematical error that transpired in the ledgers in terms of additions and subtractions, it's going to be detected by the trial balance. It's not going to balance it. This balance, the total balance on the debit side won't be equal to the total balance that will be having on the credit side. And also, it is also used to check the correct application of the double entry principle. So if you're not abiding by the double entry principle, it's also detected by the trial balance, whereby it's not going to balance. The total that you get on the debit won't be equal to the total that you get on the credit. So basically, that's what we have in terms of the trial balance. So we are given a question which reads the following trial balance is being extracted from the books of Savoy traders. The bookkeeper has fallen ill and the owner, Joy Savoy, is struggling to complete the trial balance for the month of February 2024. So on the required part, it reads use the additional information provided below to assist you to complete the trial balance for Savoy traders for the month ended February 2024. So we are given the information whereby we are given the trial balance of Savoy traders for February 2024. So this is the trial balance that we are given whereby we've got a column for portfolio, a column for the debit side, and then the credit side. So beneath that, we are given additional information which we are supposed to go through before you answer the question. Remember, this additional information is correcting some balances that we are having in the trial balance. So remember, if you look at it, we've got some missing figures on capital, missing figures, sales. There's no figure there. And also, I think that's where we don't have figures, and we are seeing that the year is blank. So we need to find out about this extra information. What figures are you supposed to put in those gaps? So on the first part, it says the owner's capital contribution in the beginning of February was 120,000 rands. She had increased the capital contribution to 140,000. So basically, very simple. We are seeing that it was 120, and then it increased to 140,000. So basically, 140,000 is the new capital balance that we are supposed to put here. And obviously, we know that our capital balance comes on the credit side. So we have one. So beneath that, we go to the second internal information that we have says to date, the owner had taken 8,000 rands cash for personal use. And we know that anything that is taken for personal use, be it resources or drawings. So basically, we are saying on this part, these are drawings of 8,000. If you go to our list of balances, you'll see that we don't have drawings there. So it means we have to make an addition of drawings, which means their drawings are saying the amount that we have is 8 up to the debit side, and we are supposed to put our 8,000 here. So basically, that's what we have. Then go to the next additional information. The business use a markup of 30% on all sales transactions. So the markup obviously is going to assist us to find the missing figure for sales. Remember, we don't have sales here. So I remember on the calculation, the formula that we have that can lead us to find the figure for sales says cost price plus your markup will give you the selling price. So the cost price is the cost of sales according to information given. It's the cost of sales figure. And then the markup obviously can be the profit figure. Can also represent the profit. This is what we have. So we need to find the figure for sales. And we see that cost of sales we've got 75,000. So what we are going to do is we are going to first of all find the figure for markup, which is given here is 33 and 30%. So we are going to say 33 and a third. 33 and 30%. We convert it to an improper fraction, it becomes going to get you 100. 30 times 99 plus 100 becomes your numerator. And then denominator obviously 3 multiplied by 100 to become 300. So it becomes 1 over 100. To a decimal, it becomes 0.333 places. We are going to leave it as 0.333. by 75,000 to find the proportion of the markup. So remember, our cost of sales is 75,000. The figure that we are supposed to multiply with this to get your and you see that the figure that you are going to get is going to be 24,000. So remember, going back to our original formula, whereby we said our sales will be equal to cost price, so cost of sales plus the markup, which we have already found. And to know that the cost of sales is 75,000 here, 75,000, and then we found our markup is 24,975. So basically, you're saying to get your sales, you are now saying to get your sales, you are now saying it's equal to your markup, of which this is representing your markup. So basically, sales you are having it as 75,000 according to what we are given in the trial balance. Then obviously, if we in the two, the total that you are supposed to get is 99,000. 99,975. So this will be the representation of your sales. So your sales is the 99,975. So this is the figure that you're going to put here is your sales. So we're saying sales 19, and sales, you know that sales will be on the credit side. So 99,000, 99,975. So having done that, now we go to the next transformation, which is going to be the last one, and to try to see what are we supposed to correct there. An amount of 2,200 rands for stationery was excluded from the sundry expenses. So we have 2,200, which was supposed to be under sundry for stationery, but it's not there. So we assume 2,050, and then we add, so basically we are saying 2,050 that we are having there in the list of balances. Then we add the one that was not included at 2,200. Obviously 2,050. So here you're saying we're going to remove this one and we put 4,250. So that's how we are going to present it in our answer, and then we get on credit after adding. So going to our answer section, you'll see that this is our trial balance for survey traders for the month ended February 2024. So that's what we have. So we can try to come up with the same trial balance that we are having in the question, whereby you're going to start with the balance sheet account section. So here we are saying balance sheet account section. Whereby under balance sheet account section, we're going to start with your capital. So we can just raise our capital. And the figure for capital that we have, we've already highlighted it as 140,000. So we're saying on the credit side, we've got 140,000. So we are saying drawings. On the debit side, we've got 8,000. So obviously, we also have a column for folio whereby capital, we are saying, if you go back there, you'll see that our capital is B1 and then our drawings is B2. So we can just come here and indicate is that we've got B1 for capital and then B2 for drawings. And then we go to the next that we are having. So the next item that we're having from drawings, we've got vehicle 75,000. So we are just going to present it as that vehicles. Vehicles, we have 75,000. And then from there, we go to the next one, which is now trading stock 27,500. So we have our trading stock 27,500 on the debt side. And then we'll go to the next one, which is going to be after trading stock, we've got debtors control 50,250. Debtors control, we've got 50,250. And then we go to the next one after debtors control, we've got bank 55,975. So we have bank 55,975. And then obviously we've got the folio column again. We cannot forget that. So we need to enter the descriptions in under the folio, whereby we are saying we have got B3, B4, B5, and B6 are there that we are supposed to enter there. So we are saying B3, B4, B5, and B6. So basically, that's what we have on the balance sheet account section. So we go to the next section that we are having, which is going to be our nominal account section. So we are saying nominal account section. So on the nominal account section, obviously, we try to see the first one that we have is sales, and it's 99,975 on the credit side. So we have our sales. So we say sales, and we are having on the credit side 99,975. And then we go to the next one, which is our let's try to see, which is our cost of sales, 75,000 on the debit side. And we go to the next one, which is rent income, 36,000. Income, remember, it should be on the credit side. Credit income should be on the credit side. So we say 36,000. Then we go to the next one, which is our wages, 50,000. So we say wages, 15,000 on the debit side. And then we'll go to the next one, which is sundry expenses. We say sundry. But if you go to our question, you see that sundry expenses, we recalculated it and got 4,250 here. So we are going to put our 4,250. So from there, you can now put your double lines. Remember, sundry expenses is the last item that we have. So you can now try to put our double lines, whereby you put our double lines there. So this is what we have. And then obviously we need to now add what we have on the debit. So we are adding from 8,000. We are saying 8,000 plus 75,000 plus 27,500 plus 15,250 plus 55,975 plus 75,000 plus 15,000 plus 4,250. Then the total that you get there is supposed to be 275,975. And so the same applies on the credit side. We are also paying everything that is on the credit side, starting from 140,000 plus 99,975 plus 36,000. Then you get your total, which is the same total, which is 275,975. So I total on the debit, and that is the same total that you are getting on the credit. That is to say your trial balance is balanced. So given a scenario that maybe the balances are not the same in terms of total of the debit and total of the credit, you are also it means there is a mistake that transpired in the ledger in terms of arithmetical accuracy and also in terms of abiding by the double entry principle. So obviously, we remember we have our folio. We skipped in terms of our folio in terms of sales. We can just refer back. You see that from sales we've got N1, N2, N3, N4, N5. So we are just going to enter as such. So we are saying N1, N2 for cost of sales, for rent income, N3 for wages, N4, and then for sundry expenses, we've got N5. So this is what we guys are putting this for in this video. As per the preparation of the trial balance, hopefully the video was helpful. Let's stay tuned for more typical examination questions to be uploaded on this channel. Let's stay tuned. Let's subscribe and share. Let's turn on the notification button after subscribing so that we get notified of new uploads. As for this video, I'm signing out. Let's meet again in the next video.